Welcome to episode 15 of the Black and White Bistro, where black and white photographies come to grow, share, and get inspired. Thank you for joining us today. Our goal is simple: to provide a quality space where artists who enjoy black and white photography can come to get to know each other and maybe even learn a little something from our guest artists. I'm the creator and host of the Black and White Bistro Show, DavidLPayne, and we are proud today to introduce you to a very special black and white photographer who makes his home in the Bavaria region of Germany. Now, gifted black and white artist and photographer, Dieter Neumann.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dieter Neumann. Okay, actually, my name is Klaus Dieter, but everyone just call me Dieter. It is a great honor for me to be introduced as a photographer here in the BNW Bistro. Many thanks for it, DavidLPayne. I photograph semi-professional and for myself, mainly in black and white. My main focus is on nature and landscape photography. I'm fascinated to photograph with vintage lenses, open apertures, long exposures, and in manual mode. In the year 1974, exactly 50 years ago, I started photographing in black and white. At this time, the TLRs, Rollei Cord and Rollei Flex, were the standard cameras for training with Bavarian polys. Of course, in medium format and in black and white. I prefer these cameras until the early 1980s. Later followed film cameras and digital cameras, and we were not longer allowed to photograph in black and white. Privately, at this time, I used a camera with Pentax K bayonet. At some point, I stopped photography. It wasn't about 2012 that I bought my first mirrorless camera, a Nikon 1V1. 1 year later, the Nikon D800 followed, a heavyweight of a DSLR camera. Some other cameras, lenses, and accessories followed the next years. The year 2015 was very important for my photography. In the fall of 2015, I started two totally new photo projects. So I get the chance teaching 3 young, physically disabled wheelchair users in photography. Believe me, this was my biggest challenge in photography. Today, there are 4 wheelchair drivers photographing for worldwideweb.rolli-cam.de. If you are interested, please have a look at this website. At the same time, I became freelance photographer for the local fit journal. In the following 5 years, I expand my knowledge in photography for themes like portraits, product, food photography, action and sport photography. During this period, I got a Leica M Monochrome to test it for 2 weeks. This was the beginning for my black and white photography. In the fall of 2020, I trade in all my Nikon equipment to the Leica store in Nuremberg and bought my Leica Q2 Monochrome. Finally, I had some exhibitions about my photography here in Bavarian Forest. And I created calendars. For the year 2022, I published my first calendar for blind people. I make it audible by using a QR code. Thanks for watching.
Many thanks, Dieter. Over the next few minutes, we will discover 3 of Dieter's personal favorite images, and we'll hear the story behind each of them. And we'll also share with you our live Zoom interview with Dieter, in which he answered our black and white photography questions prepared especially for him. Let's enjoy Dieter's first artist favorite image and hear his story behind it in his own words.
Here I present you the first of my 3 favorite photos. I love to take pictures with vintage lenses. The charm of these old lenses and their bokeh look beautiful on modern DSLRs or mirrorless cameras. During a walk here in my hometown of the Bavarian forest, I had mounted the Carl Zeiss planar f1.4 50mm lens on my Nikon D800. It was already autumn. The small beech leaf with the small pollen on the otherwise bare branch was in my focus. I photographed against the sun and through the leaves and trees of this forest at f1.4 and minimum distance. The bokeh of this lens comes into its own, here especially nicely in the conversion to black and white. The grain of the leaf is inserted particularly softly into the image and finally attracts the eye away from the bokeh. Setting the focus point manually at open aperture is the challenge for such images. The photo was part of a small photo exhibition here in my hometown. At that time, I also presented these pictures using NFC. With this technique of near-field communication, I made the image audible for blind and visually impaired people. Today this lens is regularly used on my Leica 240.
And now, our live Zoom interview with Dieter as he answers our questions and provides some personal insights into his black and white photography journey. Hello there. Well, we have a special guest for you today, coming to the Black and White Bistro from Germany, Dieter Neumann. Dieter, welcome to the Black and White Bistro Show. We're glad to have you.
Thank you, Dave. I'm glad to be in your show.
Let's start with our first question. What was the reason you began shooting black and white photography, and why do you like it so much?
The reason was maybe in the year 2019 or 2020, a German seller sent me a Leica M Monochrome, the first one with the CCD sensor, and 2 lenses for free for 2 weeks to test it. And
wow,
yes, that was for me. It was the beginning to think in black and white. Half year later, I was member by a photo walk from the Leica store in Nuremberg, and on this day I get the next M Monochrome with a 35mm lens for this walk, and yeah, so I was fascinated into photographing in black and white.
how is it different for you than shooting in color?
For me, it was really easy because I began to set my display from my Nikon D800 into a monochrome display. And so I saw the finished photo in black and white. And that was it. And half year later, I bought my Leica Q2 monochrome. The perfect camera for photographing in black and white.
Yeah, for you and for me, and Matthew Kennerly also. Yeah, there's a couple of us with it. Yeah. It's interesting. I remember in our last chat together, you were talking about you were doing photography with the police department. Is that right?
Yes, I was a police officer in Germany, in Bavaria. And in 1974, we start in photography with medium format TLR cameras like the low-life Lex, and only in black and white.
Impressive. So you kind of started off in black and white and then came back to black and white.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, I started. Yes.
People getting started in black and white photography always kind of it helps if there was somebody that really motivated them. Were there any of the black and white photographers, great photographers, that inspired you? And if so, who were they and what did you like about their work?
For this time, for me, one of the best photographers in black and white is Phil Penman. And I remember he's photographing with a Q2 monochrome too. These pictures are marvelous. That I love it. For me, is one of the best photographers in black and white. And I have a second photographer here in Bavarian Forest. He's only photographing with medium format film cameras, 6 to 6 centimeters. And he makes very impressive photos. He works in his darkroom. This prints. He does it in his darkroom. He calls Ernst Hermann. There's a marvelous photographer in black and white. There's now at this moment he has a small exhibition with his photographs. These were the two people who inspired me.
Did you ever meet with your German photographer and talk with him a little bit to kind of share ideas and hear what he had to say?
Yes, he was on a photo walk with me in Passau. It's nearby here, and on this day for himself he make no one photograph, no one. Only he introduced me how to do with my Leica Q2 monochrome. This was happy for me. It was a nice day.
Wow.
This was great. Yes.
That must have been fascinating.
Yes, this was fascinating. He told me, give your photographs more contrast. Look for the light and shadow. And this was one day learning photographing in black and white.
Wow, we're off to a great start. Now, let's enjoy Dieter's second favorite artist image and hear the story behind that.
On my second favorite picture, you can see the photographer Julia. Julia has been severely physically disabled since birth. She is one of 4 photographers at Rollicam. I've been looking after this group of severely disabled e-wheelchair users since 2015. At Rollicam, I can get involved socially. We go on photo tours here in the Bavarian Forest, in cities, zoos, and so on. We also try to organize a multiple day trip once a year. For example, we were the official press photographer team for Passauer Neue Presse Sports at the Special Olympic World Games 2023 in Berlin. In addition, these 4 young people photograph calendar motifs for a female artist living here. For the year 2025, the publication of a separate calendar is planned again. Julia takes pictures with a Leica Velux 114. This is connected via Bluetooth to the control of her e-wheelchair. The display of her smartphone serves a larger monitor and touchscreen by using the camera app. Here she can set and zoom the focus point with the mouse pointer as well as adjust the apertures and ISO. She does all this via the joystick of her wheelchair. Here you can see her with a mounted camera looking for motifs in the longest castle in the world in Burghausen.
Welcome back. We're sitting down and talking with Dieter Neumann in Bavaria, Germany. Can you please share your views on seeing in black and white? And how did you personally learn how to see in black and white?
It's a long process to seeing in black and white, but I I told it the questions before, to setting your display of your digital camera in black and white is the first step to go into black and white photography. And have a look, is the weather sunny with large light and shadows, hard contrasts. There's no problem if the weather is not the best weather. Black and white photographing is every day and every night possible. You must do it.
Absolutely.
You must only do it.
Black and white is the perfect canvas for any day, any night, any weather, any mood or emotion, because black and white can handle all of them. Not just the golden hour, not just the blue hour. Black and white photographers shoot in the darndest times, day and night,
Yes.
all kinds of weather.
My look to photographing, schwarz-weiß ist bunt genug.
Excellent. It sounds like what I talked to my wife about when I first was looking at the Q2 monochrome.
Yeah.
She said, "You're only going to shoot in 2 colors." I said, "No, I'm going to shoot in 11 colors.
Yeah.
Black,
okay. Yes, I know
white,
it.
and the 9 shades of gray in between."
Yes.
So then she looked at me like I had lost my mind. When we were talking before, you shared with me something that I thought was incredible. You said that one of your personal photography projects is creating calendars for the visually impaired. How did you come up with that idea? And then how did you make it happen?
I call them, I make calendars. Oh, calendars is a problem. We can't see it. I make you a calendar for you that you can listen it. And so I tried it in 2021. I made my first calendar for blind people. I have an example here. Would you like to see it?
Of course, yes. Hold it up.
That was, I told it in my published. You can see the QR code.
Yes.
This is the front cover of the calendar. It calls, just a moment, I come here.
Waterfalls
Wasserfälle
in the
Bayerischen
barren woods. Yeah.
Bavarian Forest. Yes, this was the title. 13 waterfalls. I walked with my camera, with 2 cameras, with my Q2 monochrome and with my Leica SL. The Leica SL for color and the Q2 monochrome for monochrome calendar. So I have one calendar in color and the other in monochrome. And it's not easy to photograph this and to put it audible, to take it, to get it audible for blind people. You have to go twice times at the same waterfall. And as only one waterfall, I can go down to him. All other, I must go up. And so first I make the photos on tripod with long exposure and go home, look at my photos. Okay, I wrote the text, 13 texts on a paper, and walked back to the waterfalls, take seat with my back to the background of the waterfall and read the text into my iPhone. Then this text, a friend of mine, put the text in QR codes.
Wow.
You can scan this text with your iPhone, and all these blind people having smartphones. And so for them, it was easy to read or to scan the QR code to make this text audible.
How was it received by the blind people you were?
Oh, they was happy. All this blind people from this group bought a calendar, and they bought more than the half of all calendars for her blind friends, to make a present for Xmas or for birthday. And so I was very happy.
We just proved that photography
Yeah.
can touch blind people as powerfully as it does sighted people.
Yes. Both all are included to see or to hear this calendar.
I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. Now it's time to enjoy Dieter's final artist's favorite image and hear his story behind it.
My final photo for this presentation is the Steinbach waterfalls, here in my home county of the Bavarian Forest. This picture was a calendar page for July 2022, when I photographed 13 different waterfalls of the Bavarian Forest. For this calendar, I generated QR codes for the first time. This made each calendar page audible for blind and visually impaired people. For each individual photo, I had to go to the respective waterfall twice. First, I photographed the subject. Then, while I was looking at the picture at home, I wrote the text to go with the photo. Finally, I went back to the same place at the waterfall with my text template. There I spoke the text into my smartphone and was able to integrate the original sound of the waterfall. This photo stands out from the series because this waterfall rushes down the gorge in the core area of the Bavarian Forest National Park. It is hardly accessible to hikers, away from all hiking trails, and may only be entered in the period from July 15 to November 15. Of course, I photographed these waterfalls in long exposures. For this motive, I used my current camera, the Leica Q2 Monochrome. Since I own this camera, I no longer have to rely on converting color photos into black and white.
We're back one more time with Dieter from Bavaria in Germany. And our final question, Dieter, you've come a long way on your black and white photography journey. You've come up with some incredible ideas. What black and white opportunities lie ahead for you?
Everywhere I walk, I have my Leica Q2 Monochrome with me. And one of my next projects with this camera will be starting with black and white videos.
Dieter, thank you so much for taking the time to prepare all your materials, to do this interview with us, and to share your experiences. It's been wonderful, and I look forward to us having another chance to talk soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, David, too. It was a great honor, and it is a great honor to be one of the photographers in your black and white bistro. Thank you.
The honor is all ours. That brings us to the end of today's Black and White Bistro Show. We hope you enjoyed meeting Dieter Neumann and enjoyed his amazing black and white photography journey. To see more of his images, visit his gallery on Vero, share some likes, and consider following his captivating compositions in black and white. You can also check out his wonderful website to learn more about this gifted black and white artist. Would you like the chance to be on the Black and White Bistro Show? First, follow us on Vero at BNW Bistro. Second, start using our hashtag BNW Bistro, on your best black and white image post. And finally, connect with us on Vero so that you can send us a DM, or you can send me an email directly at dave@bnwbistro.com, indicating your interest, tell me a little bit about yourself, and share some background on your photography journey. If you enjoyed today's show, Make sure to mark your calendars so you don't miss episode 16 on Vero, coming exclusively on October 12th, when we will present another great black and white artist from the Vero black and white photography community. This time, the artist will be coming to you from the West Coast of the United States. And don't forget, if you're not shooting in black and white, you're only seeing half the picture. Remember, follow us at Black and White Bistro, send us your best black and white images, and subscribe to us on our new YouTube channel. Then get out there and create some great black and white photographs.